Welcome back to AM Northwest. Are we alone in the universe? Have aliens visited Earth in the past? The History Channel's hit show, Ancient Aliens Origins, revisits some of the most compelling mysteries from the past 15 years, coupling them with some surprising new additions.
This is pretty amazing. I mean, check this out. If you look at this groove right here, I mean, forget chicken bones. You simply cannot do this with primitive tools. And you've got these holes drilled at an equidistant, as if it's some type of a female piece to a male piece. So what was it that actually fit into this? Because one thing to me is crystal clear, that this here, or any of these pieces, they have nothing to do with any type of embellishments. I mean, this here, these look like technical components, part of a larger, almost industrial construction.
We welcome from Ancient Aliens Origins expert Giorgio Tsoukalos. Good to have you with us, Giorgio. Tsoukalos, sorry, got that wrong. This is really fascinating. When you were looking at that piece of what looks like cement, why was that so incredible to you? What was it that stood out?
Well, thank you, Helen, for having me on. And the answer to that is we are at Puma Punku, which is in the highlands of Bolivia, right next to Tiwanaku. And the precision stonemasonry that you saw there is a giant question mark, because the blocks that we're looking at are made of andesite. And what you just said is an astute observation, that it looks almost like concrete or cement. If you touch the surfaces of these blocks, it's as if you're touching the surface of a mirror. It is perfect.
Wow.
And today, in order to cut andesite, we would use diamond drills. We would use high-tech tools. And we're told that our ancestors there used iron, bronze, and copper tools and chicken bones. And, you know, andesite is igneous rock, which means it's impossible to cut andesite with bronze or with copper. So how was it done?
Yeah, how was it done? What is your theory?
Well, the idea that I've proposed ever since the first episode of Ancient Aliens is that long ago, when our ancestors were technologically primitive, not intelligently primitive, but technologically primitive, that physical extraterrestrials showed up and imparted engineering knowledge. And they essentially were our first teachers. And this happened on every continent. Also in Europe, the ancient Greek mythologies speak about physical gods descending from the sky and imparting knowledge. And they were not just imparting knowledge of engineering, but agriculture, medicine, astronomy, all these different basics of science. So essentially what we're suggesting is that long ago, we've had teachers that came from space to teach us the basics.
Wow. You revisit a number of episodes, previous episodes. Tell me about some of them, some of the highlights for you.
Yeah, I mean, on Monday, October 7th, we're starting a new series called Ancient Aliens Origins, in which we go to some archival footage and then explore the question, you know, what has happened since? And so in between the acts, we have a roundtable discussion with some of your favorite contributors like myself, William Henry, Nick Pope, Jason Martell, David Childress. So, you know, because a lot of stuff has happened in 15 years. And so we're exploring, you know, what are the new insights? What are the new discoveries and things like that?
Giorgio, so will the aliens revisit? And what do they look like?
So in my opinion, they're already here, because they've been called the Watchers. So they've always observed us. And to your second question, what do they look like? I think one of the big secrets will be that when the physical craft descends from the sky and the hatch opens, and they emerge, we will be looking at ourselves in the mirror, that they will look like us, or rather we look like them. Because the ancient astronaut theory proposes that long ago, extraterrestrials helped us in our evolutionary path. And so, you know, it's not going to be like aliens from Hollywood, even though that's all fantastic entertainment. But I think the big secret is that we look like them.
Giorgio, where does your passion for aliens and extraterrestrials come from?
So I have to say thank you to my grandmother and my parents who decided that when I was little to sometimes flip up my bedtime stories and read Chariots of the Gods or Edgar Casey's Atlantis. And this was dinner table conversation in my household, especially my mom always said, hey, I think this has been around for a long time, but I never understood quite what she meant when I was a little boy. And today I totally understand her sentiment.
I love it. What has been the most eye-opening thing you have ever seen when it comes to extraterrestrials? What stands out to you?
Well, two. One is the site of Puma Punku in Bolivia,
Right.
which we just saw the clip of. And then the other one is when in August of 2014, I, along with about 40 other people in Joshua Tree in the desert, we saw a UFO. And we all know what we saw. And so it was very, very strange, interesting, and shall I say, exhilarating.
That's so great. We want to tell our viewers Ancient Aliens Origins premieres Monday night at 9 o'clock on the History Channel. Giorgio, thank you so much.
Helen, thank you so much for having me on, and let's do it again soon.
Sounds good. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.